are the players: Victor Wembanyama, Cade Cunningham, Alperen Sengun, Tyler Herro. I've got 4 mystery picks for you and 4 big time snubs. We are less than 1 month away from the NBA All-Star Game. There's gonna be a new tournament format style which NBA fans are curious on seeing, but I'm really excited because we're gonna finally see some new players showcased, and I believe the players on the list, they're actually gonna try in the All-Star Game. The NBA All-Star Game starters are gonna be revealed on January 23rd, and then the reserves are gonna be revealed on January 30th. So we're less than a couple of weeks away from finalizing the teams. But right now, there are a few players that are guaranteed locks on making their first time All-Star appearance. Everybody knows that Victor Wembanyama is the player that everybody is keeping an eye on, and we are excited to see him in the All-Star Game. Wembanyama is the NBA's best defender, and he's averaging more points on better efficiency in year 2 than he did as a rookie. As the future face of the league, he should receive the first of presumably many All-Star nods. Have you been watching Victor Wembanyama play this season? With the newly and revamped San Antonio Spurs, the Spurs are actually a playoff contender, and that's because Wembanyama is playing the best basketball we've ever seen. Chris Paul was the biggest addition this offseason for the San Antonio Spurs, and I'm sure he's definitely increased the play of Wembanyama, taught him how to be a pro, taught him how to be an all-star, and that's why I believe Wembanyama in his second year of his career is gonna make an all-star team. What's important to note is that in NBA history, there's only about 10, maybe less than 10 players to ever make the all-star team in their second year. LeBron James, of course, made the all-star team in his second year as a rookie playing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Don't forget about Dwight Howard playing for the Orlando Magic. Dwight Howard is on that list as well. Kevin Durant is also a big name that made the all-star team in his second year. Chris Paul also made the all-star team in his second year. Don't forget about Kyrie Irving playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers, making the All-Star squad in year 2, and a fan favorite, Derrick Rose, playing for the Chicago Bulls, made the All-Star team in year 2 as a sophomore. Who remembers prime D Rose? And we're simply happy to see that Victor Wembanyama is in the same conversations as these superstars. He 100% is going to be on the All-Star team. So Soom, you mentioned all the other players that will be on the All-Star team this year. Let's talk more about them. Cade Cunningham has been a huge surprise this year for the Pistons. He's actually leading them to a potential playoff spot. He's putting up the best numbers of his career, and his play, you can tell he's more confident this year. Cade Cunningham is going to be an all-star for sure, representing the Eastern Conference. Shout out to SeatGeek for sponsoring Easy Buckets. Easy Buckets fans, if you want to get tickets to go watch the NBA All-Star Game in San Francisco, you have to get your cheap tickets on SeatGeek today, because they have the best tickets available, and they're the cheapest they've ever been. You could also get tickets to NBA games, any other events, music concerts, any other sports games, so be sure to download the app SeatGeek or go on the website and get your cheap tickets today. We're also partnering with SeatGeek to make sure that you guys get even cheaper prices on your tickets. So get your tickets, find the cheap ones, then use my promo code EasyBuckets on SeatGeek. You'll get an extra $20 off your first purchase. Go on the website, download the app, use my code, get even cheaper tickets than what you originally would have gotten. Blake Griffin was the last time the Detroit Pistons had an all-star representative, and that's where Cade Cunningham is going to break that drought this year. An exciting young player with 23, 10, 8 averages isn't going to be snubbed, especially with Detroit competing for a play-in spot after its disastrous 2023-24 campaign. Cade Cunningham is leading the Pistons out of their drought, and I believe on his shoulders, they have a chance on making it somewhere in the Eastern Conference. I would honestly be really surprised if I don't see Cade in there, because I would actually be upset as an NBA fan. We support rising stars like Cade. The rise of Cade reminds me of the rise of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the West. The Thunder used to not be good, but with Shai there putting the team on his shoulders, Shai is now a starting caliber all-star. And the example that Shai is showing to the league, Cade Cunningham could be following that exact same path. I have loved watching the rise of the Houston Rockets this season as well. No one thought they'd be a top seed in the Western Conference, and that's because of the offense and defensive game of Alperen Sengun. He has definitely taken a huge step up of his play this season. Sengun has the best chance to represent the surprising third-place Rockets at the All-Star Game, as the fourth-year center has made great strides as a defender and is Houston's most vital offensive hub. The Alperen Sengun story reminds me of a young and rising Nikola Jokic, a center that the team can play around. I love to see this with Alperen Sengun and the Houston Rockets, and they just might be the next big team in the Western Conference. Tyler Herro has had an amazing season this year, being the Miami Heat's go-to scorer. Jimmy Butler has taken a huge step down on the offense, and with the many trade rumors that arose on the trade market mill, Tyler Herro remained the main focal point on Miami Heat's offensive game. He's averaging plus 20 points a game this year, and you can tell by his play style, he's more confident, he's scoring buckets, and playing the best efficient basketball we've ever seen Tyler Herro play. This is the mystery list: Jalen Williams, Evan Mobley, Jaylen Johnson, Jalen Suggs. Yes, Zoom, I just mentioned 3 Jalen's in my mystery picks. Jalen Williams is the second best player on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and with where the Thunder is at right now in the standings, it makes more than obvious sense that Jalen Williams has to be on the All-Star team alongside Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. If Jalen Williams is not on the All-Star team, I'm gonna have to pick a bone with the NBA commissioner, because he deserves to be there, because the Thunder have the best record in the Western Conference. Evan Mobley, of course, is in the same conversation as Jalen Williams. He is the second best player on the best team in the Eastern Conference. Donovan Mitchell, of course, is the best, but Evan Mobley is right there number 2, and with the efficiency increase that Evan Mobley has had this year, the offensive game and defensive game, Evan Mobley 100% needs to represent the Eastern Conference as a backup center on the All-Star ballot. I'm expecting Evan Mobley to take in a huge step this year on making his name known on the best team record-wise in the Eastern Conference. Who knows Jaylen Johnson of the Atlanta Hawks? He's in the conversation of even winning the Most Improved Player of the Year award this year, and I believe he deserves to get All-Star nominations, especially because the Hawks actually feel like a better team than they were last season. Jalen Suggs has been a huge story this year for the Orlando Magic. He has stepped up as their go-to player at the beginning of the season simply because of the injuries that they have been dealt with. And I also gave you a list of players that will be snubbed, unfortunately, due to circumstance. Franz Wagner is an obvious pick because I just mentioned it. He got injured. Jalen Suggs stepped up, but Franz Wagner missed a lot of time to not make the All-Star team this year as a first-time All-Star. Paolo Banchero also would have been a first-time All-Star as well if he didn't get hurt, but because of the games he missed, there's no way he's going to be on that squad. But I'm sure next year he will be on that team. RJ Barrett had a phenomenal start to the season playing for the Raptors and representing the Raptors because Scotty Barnes was hurt. But because Scotty Barnes is back down, RJ Barrett will not get in those All-Star ballot nominations. And Chet Holmgren is a popular pick where NBA fans everywhere thought he would 100% be an All-Star this year, but he got injured right off the bat at the beginning of the season. He will not be an All-Star this year. Even in his second year, he will get in next year though, if he stays healthy. So those are my picks on the NBA players that will be first-time All-Stars this year. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Who do you agree with? Who did I miss? Let's get a chat going in the comments.